What's up? Vanz drumming here, Randy Van Patten here in the drum vault. Today let's talk a little bit about hand technique. Probably about 3 years ago I did a video in regards to hand technique, and I focused a lot on holding my sticks and utilizing your wrists more so. More so than your fingers. So, a lot of people are like, that's the wrong technique, you're going to have carpal tunnel, your arms are going to fall off, and oh my gosh, you're never going to move them again, and you're never going to play drums, and the world's going to come to an end. But guess what? I've been playing for many, 30, almost 5 years here, and guess what? Arms are still working, hands are still working, fingers are still working. So, that was just a video to discuss. Again, this is the hand technique video I put out 3 years ago. It was a video of like my lower half, my big fat gut, and I would sit there and play, and everyone made fun of me for my big gut. But that's cool with that. That's okay. I come to terms with my big gut. Anyway, so check it out. Today, here's the next step at this. The next step. 3 years later, we're going to experiment with something new. So the next step we're going to do is talk a little bit about utilizing the fingers. And I think in that video I mentioned the fact that once you get really fast, you start utilizing your fingers. And so here's a very simple technique as you're playing to take your fingers and you'll basically do a downstroke and you'll snap them up. So I will show that to you in a minute on the drum pad. I'll step away from me on the camera and go to the pad. So there you go. So check this out, see what you think, work on it, have some fun with it, or make fun of it, or do whatever you want to do. All right, so years ago I talked a lot about holding your hand about like this and utilizing your wrist, building up the muscles in your arms and getting that wrist muscles to get your speed going. And then I said, all right, once you get going and you get faster and faster and faster, you will. What was that Ubi show? I feel like I'm like Ubi. Anyway, so you'll get your wrist going like this. Those of you who don't know, have a kid that watches Noggin, you may not know Ubi. So you have your wrist going, and I talked about doing kind of stuff like this. You know, working your wrist, getting those wrist muscles, and not so much your fingers, right? So then now I like to show you a quick, easy way, because people say to me, "Hey, how are you making that little snap double, really fast double?" Well, basically, it's within that wrist movement. You're taking your stick and utilizing, this is your downstroke. When you're coming up, you're opening your hand up. See, opening your hand up, and then you'll basically come down. Let the stick bounce. Right, it's coming down. Kind of goes against what I was saying before, but as it comes down and it does that little rebound back up, yellow. See, yellow, rebound. So what you'll do as it comes down, you'll come down with a stroke, and then you'll hit it, and then you'll snap back up. Unlike the Moeller technique, which is this big whipping thing, of course my hand leaves the screen, but you're basically just hitting and snapping back up in the second ones here. So you're basically down and snap. And obviously, both hands are doing it. You can see that. So, stick up is snap. Crazy stuff, isn't it, Vanz drumming fans? So there you go, a little slappy, snappy, snap the stick back in the hand kind of double technique. So I hope you enjoyed it. VanzDrumming.com. Visit it. Buy the DVD. It's still out. See ya.